Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Mattel figure review of the Four Horsemen. 5 horsemen, if you count myself. I'm kind of a horseman. I've never ridden a horse. What? Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days. So yes, we are here to have a look at the Four Horsemen pack. Now this thing is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful to the point where I am definitely going to take the figures out, and we are of course going to look at each figure, but I'm probably going to do it in a way where I can save the packaging, because I think, you know, to have it on the shelf like that with the names in front, I just think looks really, really cool. The first thing that jumps out at me is the fact that if these are horsemen, then they are not wearing the correct health and safety attire. I mean, I can't imagine that it's recommended that you wear wrestling boots. I suppose the knee pads are quite handy, but I'd be putting more on. I really would. If you fall off, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Yeah, this is anyway the greatest wrestling faction in wrestling history, without a doubt. They formed in the mid-80s, and they absolutely dominated the NWA. The NWA being the main wrestling faction, kind of competing side by side against WWF at the time, and they absolutely dominated. I mean, at one point, the Four Horsemen consisted of the world champion, the United States champion, and the tag team champions. Like, everyone had a belt. That's how dominant they were. And any faction that's got Ric Flair in it, woo! is gonna dominate. Certainly in the 80s, you know, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and Ric Flair was the man. You couldn't get this in the UK for the longest time. You'd had to go onto like the internet. I managed to find one in stores though. I managed to pick one up in, I think it was B&M Bargains. But don't forget, check out Wrestling Shop. If you jump over to Wrestling Shop, use the discount code DAZE, D-A-Z-E, then you can save yourself 10%, and they might have some of these. I'm not too sure. Haven't looked in a while. But yeah, check them out. So the group was formed in 1985, and originally it was Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Ollie Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, and they had feuds against the likes of Nikita Koloff, Rock and Roll Express, obviously famously Dusty Rhodes as well. Absolutely brilliant feud that was. But then, yeah, Ollie Anderson got injured, I believe. He was then replaced with Lex Luger, and then Lex Luger and Barry Windham had a match, and Barry Windham then replaced Lex Luger, and it's all quite messy. The Four Horsemen stable was kind of ever evolving, ever changing, but really this is regarded as, I would say, the most successful lineup. You could have an argument of switching Barry Windham with Ollie Anderson, but I mean, look, Ric Flair, you know, world champion, NWA world champion multiple times, arguably the most important wrestler in wrestling history. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, better known maybe as the Brainbusters in WWF. They actually left the Four Horsemen for a time to go into WWF, and they formed the tag team, the Brainbusters, a team that I know the Revival kind of modelled themselves on. So absolutely awesome that I've now got the Brainbusters as a result of getting this pack. And then Barry Windham, you know, I think a United States champion. I know he was an NWA world champion as well. So you're getting like 2 world champions, you're getting the Brainbusters, you're getting the most successful Four Horsemen lineup. What a pack. I love the Hall of Fame logo, certainly on the back behind the figures, which is why I want to keep the packaging, really. I think it's really cool. The back of the box annoys me, and I'll tell you why. Because on here, look, we've got pictures of Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, and Tully Blanchard. But these three, their figures look like the pictures, whereas this one, woo! Look at this gold robe. Where's the gold robe, Mattel? Are you lying to me? You're showing me pictures of things that I don't get. What's going on? Not much else on the back of the box, apart from lies. And underneath you've just got some words which are overrated, and I think that's about it. So let's get the box open, let's get the figures out, and let's have a look and see what surprises the Four Horsemen have in store. Just got to show you that. I mean, I just think that looks absolutely awesome. In fact, if you take the figures out, look at that, you've got like a Hall of Fame stage. In fact, why don't they do that every year? Could you imagine if every year you got this and it changed the year and then you got 4 figures from that year's Hall of Fame induction? That'd be absolutely awesome. They should totally, Mattel, you can have that idea for free. You are welcome. Okay guys, so got the figures out, and there's nothing, you know, crazy exciting. I really like the Barry Windham figure because it comes with this removable jacket, and I really like his boots as well. Don't know if you can see, but they're like cowboy boots, so they've got some nice detail on, black with like red highlights, a bit of black on the front of the boots down there as well, which I think is really cool. It's got a ponytail at the back, again, which is accurate to what he was, the style that he had. And yeah, black ring attire, black knee pads. I think it's a cool figure. I do like the look of it, but again, you know, you've probably really got to be into wrestling to know who Barry Windham is. But big character in the history of wrestling, you know, and it's cool that I've got a figure of him. I love these two, the Brain Busters. So you've got them in, well, Arn Anderson here kind of thinning out on top, losing his hair, which is an awesome little detail at the back. In fact, I don't think I have a figure that's balding. This might be my first balding figure, which is really cool. So yeah, we've got him in white on the front, red on the back. He's got AA on the front of his wrestling trunks for Arn Anderson. And the Tully Blanchard figure is just red all the way round. And he's got TB on the front of his ring attire. These are obviously elites as well. All of these are elites. They come with the elite articulation, which is really cool. I think they've probably been in the boxes for a while because the legs, like, can you see that there? That Arn Anderson legs kind of like bowing round. It's kind of like this. So yeah, it might need just straightening out a little bit. I'm going to straighten Arn Anderson out. Finally, Ric Flair, and this is a really nice Ric Flair figure. Great facial expression, smiley facial expression, nice hair type as well. I think this looks like Ric Flair. I really like the black ring attire, black trunks, black knee pads. I think the black and red boots with the RF on the side for Ric Flair just look really cool. That is a really classy looking Ric Flair. I'm really into it. As I said, you know, these might not do it for you because they are legends that, you know, haven't been active for many years. But they totally do it for me. This is an era of wrestling that I really enjoy. And to have, I mean, Arn Anderson is huge still in WWE. I think he's a backstage agent for them now. So I know that he's still active in the company, plays a big role. Ric Flair, obviously, still connected because of Charlotte. And Tully Blanchard, I think, has got a daughter who is doing some wrestling as well, that I've seen compete in NXT a few times. Not sure what Barry Windham's up to, but I know that he is connected to the Rotunda family. I think brother-in-law, maybe? So that means that he is a relation of Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. So they're all still connected to the wrestling product. And as I said, if nothing else, you're talking about the most dominant faction in wrestling history. So that brings me to the scores, and this is really difficult, you know, because I'm not going to get giddy and just give it a Ty Dillinger, because, well, I just think the kind of the legs have warped a little bit. Some of the figures have warped a little bit from being in the boxes and being in that position for so long. That's not really Mattel's fault. I suppose I have to mark it on the figures and the likeness, and I think the face scans on these things are absolutely brilliant. You don't really get anything in the way of an accessory other than Barry Windham's jacket, so probably mark it down a little bit as a result of that. But as I say, I think the face scans are really cool. I think these are really important figures as well, and a very welcome addition to my collection. All being told then, I'm going to give this 4-pack a 9 out of 10. Awesome guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now. Come on guys, time to wave.